Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, your views, your comments and your shares. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. Please, if you're new here and you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, kindly do that. And you know what's amazing? That notification bell, just click it so when I post a video you get notification, and come support me. Thank you so much. And here you get some useful information. So thank you guys so much for being here. And today I want to talk about sex education for children. If you're a parent, mom and dad, please take a seat. All right. So it's very important. Growing up in Africa, these are the kind of things our parents never ever discuss with us, and I'm very good at those kind of conversation. And so I think it was last year or early this year, and so I wanted to talk to my mom about sex. Excuse me guys. And my mom was like, no, I'm not going to talk about that with you. I'm not going to talk about that with you. And so when she finally found out that I was doing a video about sex education, and so she called me and like someone showed me a video where was sunu yo. That means that you just putting your tongue, your mouth in that kind of conversation. Why? I'm like, Mom, why not? And so she was cringing. You could feel my mom cringing on the phone. And so I made her understand and few things, the reason why. And so I asked her, remember 2018, for the first time when I had a conversation with you that I was molested as a kid. Oh, she said, that, of course, I do. So I said to her, that's the reason why I'm raising awareness to sex education for children, especially, Africans. It's something we never want to talk about with our kids. And my mom was like, oh, I get it. And so I had to make her understand. So, these are things we never talk about. We never want to talk about it. And when you talk about it, you get a backlash for it. And with me, torso skin, my skin is very thick. And so I take everything as joke and I laugh about it and never let it get to me. And it never did, thankfully. So today, let's talk about it. So if you go to website where they give you advice for sex education, especially when you go to, if you're in the UK, you go to NHS website, and they will tell you that it's very nice to educate your children about sex. Age, it's step by step. So let's say 18 to 24 months, these toddlers, these kids, these babies, this amazing creature, are very curious about their body. I told you guys before about this on my live video on Facebook. They are very curious. They want to know what is this in their body. They're touching their genitals. They want to have a look. They want to feel what is there, So it's very, very common and it's normal. It's nothing out of the ordinary. Oh, my baby is touching her vagina. Oh, my son is touching his genitals. Got nothing to do with anything. They're just curious. They want to know what that is. It's normal for us to explore our body. So that's what those children are doing. So leave them alone. And the only thing you need to do is to tell them where to do it and where not to do it. And I tell my daughter that you can only do that when you're home. And you get to a stage, these kids are, they're computers. They're very intelligent. They know what to do and what not to do when you teach them. And so 18 to 24 months are very curious to want to touch their body. And I think you should let them. And when you let them touch their body, you let them explore their own body. It gives them confidence and body confidence. You know, these days, people, you know, they they have low self-esteem regarding their body. They don't have body confidence. And so when you let these children explore their body and leave them alone and just explain to them what to do and what not to do, but let them feel their body, okay? It's exploration. So I keep saying that because some of you might be like, why would you touch their body? Why? It's on their body. If you tell them, like we were told, why are you touching your body? Why are you doing this? You feel ashamed for having a vagina. You feel ashamed for having a genitals, if that makes sense, you know. And so you don't want to do that to them. You want them to have body confidence. And so let them do it and just tell them when to do it and when not to do it. And this same set of toddlers as well. And I remember recently, my daughter is very fascinated about being pregnant. And she put something inside and said, Mama, I'm pregnant. Mama, your stomach is big. I think you're pregnant. Mama, I'm pregnant. She put something inside her stomach and said she's pregnant. So because I understand that she understands what it means to be pregnant, she said, baby's in my stomach. And she asked me where the baby comes from. I know some parents will tell their children, baby comes from a supermarket. It comes from Tesco. I think, to me, that is absolutely ludicrous. And you should tell your children where that comes from, because for them to start doing that, it shows that they have little knowledge about it, that the baby's in the stomach. And so I explained to my daughter and I said to her, you were in my stomach like that. And she said to me, how did I get in? I was like, okay, this one is interesting. I said to her, you have different ways of getting pregnant. And I know she don't understand it. I just say, a man can sleep with you and then you can be pregnant, and then the baby comes out from your hey, you know. I told her that, and she was like, is that where I came out from? I said to her, yes, baby can come out from there, but with you, you came out from my stomach. My mama's belly was caught and then you came out. She was like, oh. I said, it's okay, baby can come out, and whichever way is okay for, you know, the mom, and what doctor said, it's okay. So because of our age, there's a way you want to explain it. There's a way you want to put it. And with me, because in my house, my life and everything, we never criticize, we never judge people, we never do that. It's the rule in my home, it's the rule in my house, and it's the rule in my life, and I practice that every day. So I told my daughter there are different ways you can get pregnant, and some people can't carry a baby, and so you know, you take an egg and do this with our own kind of understanding. I just said to her there are different ways of having a baby, okay? It's gonna be in the stomach, but they come in different ways. And I try also to teach my daughter about sexuality. I know she doesn't understand, okay? Because at the age of 4, when they go to school, they already, you know, are exposing to other people. And some children are very amazing. I will use that word because of their behavior. And so I always told my daughter, sexuality doesn't matter being a female or a male. It's different. People don't, their sexuality have nothing to do with their gender. And so there are a lot of different sexuality. And she said, man and woman. I say, yes, but there are more. Okay, it's just that education you want to give to them. You want to try to explain to them, so when they go to school, they see other people. Like myself, I'm a single mother, and so I try for my daughter to understand that and say, some people have mom and dad, some people have 2 moms, some people have 2 dads, and some people have 1 mom, and some people just have 1 dad. And just like you have just me, and you know, you have mama, and some people have just papa, and some people, you know, it's just that understanding that you don't want your child to be that child and that bullies other children, and you want them to have this understanding. And again, that aside, you know, for their age, from the age of 8 onward, 8 and 10 years old, you want to try to go into a little bit more details with them. No, you know, like you do it like this, you do it like that, and you want to try to discuss something with them, you know, about what we said before about them, blood body exploration for toddlers, and that make them build their confidence as well. When someone touch them inappropriately, it gives them that confidence to come and meet you and talk to you about it. With me, because of my experience, I think it's very important to expose my daughter to something like that, to want to tell her, this is your body, it's only allowed to be touched by me or the doctors when we go to the hospital for medical reasons. And so I think she understands that. And honestly, my daughter is only 4, and I think she understands that. Every time she tells me, Mama, put something on, the neighbors are going to see you. You're not supposed to not put a clothes on when you're at home. You know, so that makes me really happy, makes me know that, oh my gosh, I'm doing something right and it's really working what I'm doing. So at the age of 8 to 10, you should sit your children down and try to educate them how baby actually comes out, where children comes from, what happened, you want to, like, you know, go into a little bit more details and explain to them, you know, man and woman have to come together and have this sexual intercourse, and then they get pregnant, and then the baby comes. And then if you meet a man in a certain way, like if you meet a man like this, you're gonna get pregnant. This is gonna happen. My nose keep itching, I don't know, my nose ring, excuse me guys. So you want to try to explain to your child, your daughters and your son. And again, with your son, you want to go into a little bit more of, you know, where to touch a woman, respecting people's space. If you try to hug a woman and she goes back, you want to leave that space. Even a girl, if you have a son or a daughter, you want to try to explain that to them, respecting people's space and respecting boundaries. So I think it's very important, and this is what I do with my daughter. Like I said before, she's only 4, and some of you have children who are grown than that. I have a friend, I think her daughter is 10 or so, or 9, and she's not told her about sex education. And so every time I talk to her on the phone, when she carries the phone, I say, has your mom told you about sex yet? She's like, and the mom is like, hey, stop it, don't tell my daughter. You know, I try to want to tell them it's time for you to sit her down, because remember, at that age, they're coming home, they're having someone they like in school, and at the age of 12, you know, or 13, when they get to secondary school, you start getting all this feeling. Even that primary school, they're telling you who they like in school. You know, that is a chemical in your body. It goes stage by stage, and you're just feeling it. And I think you'll be good already from that age, you know, 18 months to 24 months. You're just giving it to them, that sex education, giving it to them by stage and stage by stage. So when they get to school and they like this person, their buddies like, oh, I like this guy, I like this girl, you want to make sure you're that mom or that dad they can come to and tell you, Mom, I like this person, Mom, I'm feeling this, Dad, I'm feeling that. And you want to be, even if sometimes, understand, especially when they're in secondary school and you know that this guy's only 12, oh my gosh, she's only 13, you don't want to scare them. Please, I beg you, even if they say some things and you're like, ooh, don't show it to them, okay? Just give them advice. See them as your friend, and you give them advice. You want to go inside the house, okay? I always say this, and get a pillow and scream inside the pillow. All right, you don't want to show it to them, because if you scare them, they're not going to trust you. They're not going to tell you anything. Believe me, I'm telling you. I know I don't have teenagers, but put yourself back, cast your mind back when your mom scare you with tiny things that you're like, oh my gosh, she didn't like that, I'm not telling her anymore. And you just keep doing things yourself. And for girls, I remember when I had my first menstruation, my mother didn't know, and unfortunately I had to learn from outside, from other people. And my cousins taught me, like, you have to do this, you have to do that. And from early age, I think I, you know, do that. And from the age of 17, 18, I started using tampon. You know, so if you were taught and well educated and talked about, you want to come and meet your mom and talk to your mom. And so that when they're primary school, you're cringy, you're going like that. You don't want to show it to them. You want to make sure you give them that advice when they need it and come to your mom. Oh, I like this guy in my school. He's this, he's that. You know, at that age, they're going to like so many people. Don't scare her away. And you want to give her the best advice you have. Because she will get over it. Okay? She will get over it. The next 2 months, she's telling you about another guy. All right? But if you scare her, that's going to make her want to even do some crazy stuff with the guy, the mom, because she doesn't trust you and she doesn't know what to do, and she will be scared. Oh, my mom didn't know like the first one, and if I come around and see the second one. So you want to be that support system for you know, minorini, how do you say, I can't remember, Italy say minorini, you know, that they're not teenagers yet, they just, you know, getting into that stage of being a teenagers. So you want them to trust you, honestly, because at that age they're coming back with another guy the next 2 months. Okay, when they go on holiday, you know, like first term, third term, and all of that, when she goes back to school, it's another guy she's gonna be crushing. And so you want to be there for her whenever she come and say, Mom, it's this guy again. And you're like, okay, Peter this time. Wow, how is Peter? Is he a great guy? Is he good? Where does he live? Is his parents? You want to create, you know, just chat with her like friend or him, and you know, and he come to you and say, Mom, this girl is amazing. You know, he's gonna be probably telling you about someone else in the next 3 months. And so you want to be there and support them and support him and tell him. And make sure you already know about, you know, sex education and respecting women's boundary and all of that. If the woman say no, it's a no, babe, you know. If she doesn't want you to kiss her, do not do it. If she said yes, she give you a green light, happily do it. But if she say no, she said no, but her body is saying yes, you have to follow what she said and say, okay, that's fine. You don't want me to touch you, don't want me to do with this. So I think if we openly teach our children stage by stage and knowing what you tell them at that point, it just makes them understand. And you know, we reduce some of all this crazy stuff going on. You know, I get some calls from some guys and I've been calling you and not taking your call. I'm like, excuse me, you're not entitled to that. It's my choice if I want to take your phone call or not. It's my choice if I want to respond to your message or not. You're not entitled to it. And you know, so I think these things will just make children understand that, okay, if they want to talk to me, it's fine. If they doesn't want it, it's okay. So I hope you learn a little bit of something from what I said, and try to educate your children, be more open with them. From age to age, you know, you can also go do your research. I'm just talking from a place of experience, and a lot of my videos are like this anyway, just for you to add, take from there, take from here, and put it together in your own you know, your own understanding, and explain it to your children if you've not done sex education with your kids. I think this is the right time. The world is going so crazy and everything is going crazy when they go to school, you know. So I think it's good when you already give them these tools to work with, and you already implement all these things in them, and they just understand and know that, you know, there's nothing like child going out and know that, oh, I know some things. My mom taught me some things. My dad taught me this. And you understand. So even being a mom, if you're a single mother and you're raising boys, you don't actually stress yourself about what would I teach him. I think it's perfect when a mom teach a son how